Hope everybody, like Erin said, is having a great afternoon, getting some relaxing time. Just give it another minute or two as we have a few more joining. And just a few reminders, this is being recorded, and it will be on our YouTube channel this afternoon, along with the PowerPoint you'll be able to download. Any other links we discuss, those will be in the YouTube show notes later this afternoon. Um, if possible, if you're able to keep yourselves muted with camera off, it just helps us with sound quality. Any questions you have, you can go ahead and put it in the chat box. We always get to all the questions. And I think that's all the reminders I have.
All right, we'll just let a couple more people join.
Yeah.
And so, everybody, you were just getting me today. So this is kind of a first. Gina is out. Chelsea is out. So just me today. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on the chat. I have a whole PowerPoint because I have lots to cover. Everybody gave me lots of topics, so I want to make sure I get to everything. So we will make sure.
Okay, so it looks like I've let everyone in that's been in the waiting room.
All right.
All right, so we can start whenever you're ready.
I am ready. Hi, everybody. So it's a little different today. You're just going to have me. I'm Erin Gallagher, so I'm a third of the Gina, Chelsea, Erin show. So I'm with you today. I'll keep an eye on the chat so we can answer questions. If there's, we always have phone a friend. We have lots of friends on here. So if there's something I don't know, I will be sure to tell you, and we'll check the chat and we'll keep an eye on it. I do have a PowerPoint. We will post this. I have lots of links. I'll put them in the chat. We also have some QR codes. So if you have your phone, you can just take a quick picture, and it will link you right over. So without further ado, we'll get started. And hopefully this is pretty organized. And hopefully you're having a wonderful September. We're moving into fall. So it doesn't feel like fall yet, I know, but it's our Florida fall. So we're just going to take it. It's as close as we're going to get. Okay, so lots of updates today. So first thing is our training calendar. So coalition trainings are in the process of being updated and posted October through December. So you can plan the whole way through to December. We know this time of year gets really, really busy for everybody. So if you have plans or any educators that work with you that need training, the calendar is updated. The QR code, the green QR code on the side, will link you directly to our calendar. So I'm going to leave this up for a second so people can take a picture if they would like to um, of that QR code. That will link you directly to our trainings. That's for our trainings. That's why it's next to the coalition trainings. I'll also put this link in the chat for everybody who may want it that way. This is the direct link to our calendar. So when you go in our calendar, you'll find a training you like, and when you click on that, it will take you directly over to the training to our LMS, our learning module system, or our learning management system. If you don't have an account or you have an educator that doesn't have an account, they can go ahead and create one and sign up for the trainings through there. So that QR code in green will take you directly to the calendar. So we'll leave that for a moment while I keep talking, for anyone else who wants to snap a picture and have that direct link. The other link below, we've had questions about this lately. This was just in our provider newsletter, is DCF trainings. So DCF trainings are available to you. And I see a question, hi Lee. So, anyone on the call know if DCF exams are online yet, or they are free or for a fee? My understanding is they're at no cost, but please correct me, everyone. And I know we just had information about this in our newsletter. Lee, if I can flip over and find that, I will. Um, but if anybody knows, I believe they're at no cost. And Lee, I will check our newsletter and see if I can get you that answer before we finish. But I believe they're at no cost. Trainings are free. And does that include exams? And Larry, you talking about the 45 or just in general?
Yes, I know that the law said that the courses would be free,
Right.
but it wasn't really clear whether and the exams are supposed to be online, and I'm wondering if anybody knows if they've found them there yet. I didn't see that in the newsletter, but maybe I missed it. And I don't know about the exams. It was unclear whether the exams were free.
Yeah, and I know in the past you had to pay for the exams. I will take a look. If I don't have an answer for you now, we will follow up, Lee. I
Okay.
know the courses are free, but I'm thinking about like those 40 plus 5. There may still be a charge for those. I'll
Okay,
find out for you. I'll get you an answer. I
thank
just
you.
made a note. Okay, good question. Okay, so we'll move to the next slide. If anyone needs for us to pop back, we can, but that's the QR code to our training calendar. Our trainings are always free. They're available to you at no cost. So that's the QR code. Okay, provider updates. This is if you're a VPK provider. So for VPK, PM1, so our first assessment of the year with the FAST STAR assessment, completion is within 30 instructional days. So from whenever your VPK started, I know for a lot, you started the same day as the school district started, it would be 30 instructional days of your VPK classrooms. That is your time frame to get that first PM1 assessment completed. So to follow that, not long after, I know there's a time period for you to share results from the fast with families. And some of your families may qualify for New Worlds reading for VPK. I'm not sure if everyone knows about New Worlds. I know we've talked about it before, but I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about it. So, New World is for all children who are scoring at or below the 40th percentile on the FAST. That could be at PM1, PM2, PM3. And and New Worlds actually goes the whole way to fifth grade. So even as children are taking assessments that are part of FAST, which is the Florida Assessment of Student Thinking, and they score within a range that qualifies them, they qualify for 9 free books per year. So the project is in partnership with the University of Florida. The titles are great. And so for those families where they really want to provide some additional resources, New Worlds could be available to them. So we want to pair these two things together because as we're talking to families about VPK fast assessments, this is a really good time to do it. But probably the easiest thing to do, because it could be down the line, a child may qualify after they've left your program, is to encourage every family to sign up for New Worlds Reading. There are excellent free resources on their site. This link right here, and I'm going to put this in our chat. This link right here will take you directly to the page where they register. Now, when you go on that page, there are a lot of resources. But this will take you directly to where families would register for New Worlds. And my recommendation, this is for VPK classrooms, would be to have all of your children register for New Worlds reading because they may qualify at a time down the road when they're no longer part of your VPK program. So the information is not shared outside of New Worlds. It doesn't put them on some mailing list where they're now stuck getting all kinds of emails. It only goes to New Worlds. That's a question that comes up often, but this would help families to apply for New Worlds Reading, and I would encourage all VPK children to apply. When you go on the website, if you go on as a provider, you will see they have lots and lots and lots and lots of resources. Some of them are very geared towards VPK and to our younger friends. Some of them, you'll see photos that look like they're for older children because the program does go through fifth grade. What we are doing at the coalition is we are going to kind of narrow that kit. You are free to use everything in that kit, of course, but narrow that kit down. And just like we created a kit for VPK marketing, we'll be doing the same thing for New Worlds, just kind of an easy kit with some easy explanations for families. Some graphics, they have some that are certainly within our age group, but also some additional graphics you can use that are more VPK age children. And just kind of narrowing that kit so it really fits our age group, which are those 4-year-old children. So we'll have that available and hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier. The kit is vast. It's all in a big zip file. And so it can be a little bit to unpack and some of it is more for elementary kids. So just like we did the marketing kit for VPK, we'll make that available to you as well. We'll have that available in the next week or two. So you can begin talking with families and sharing resources with families to hopefully get them to register. If you have any questions about New Worlds, I'm happy to answer them. Anything that's on your brain about New Worlds? And the link is in the chat. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to go to the next slide. Okay, so resources. So if you have been on our socials or any of our, normal Instagram, Facebook, you'll know that VPK is 20 years old this year. So I'm so curious if we have anyone in here who was with VPK. I know I was with VPK as a director 20 years ago, which is amazing because I'm only 30. So I started when I was 10, but VPK is 20 years old this year. So, right, Lee, were you 10 too when you started? We were 10, right? We were 10 when we started VPK. Yes, because we're only like 30, 32. So if you were in VPK driving your paper forms over to Miss Gina Corello, who was also 10 at the time, it was amazing. They let us, I was 10, but in VPK. See, there you go. I love it. So VPK is 20 this year. So the logo over to the side, we'll be showing this logo. This logo is the new Florida VPK logo for this year. Also, if you click on this kit, I will put this in the chat. They have created a whole kit that's on their website that has all kinds of materials for you to share out for the 20th birthday celebration, and they are pretty great. There's activities in there if you want to do activities in your programs. If you have been in VPK for 20 years, we would love to interview you because we are celebrating 20 years of VPK is amazing, right? These kids are out. They're not kids anymore. They're working, they're doing amazing things. I was talking to someone yesterday. Someone is just finishing up, going through dental school. We have, people who are graduating, going on to graduate degrees. I talked to someone last year who wasn't at the 20-year mark, but she was incredible. She's a student at Lynn University, and she went to VPK and talked about, how incredible VPK was for her as an experience. So if you were one of those people who you were in VPK 20 years ago, or you work with someone who was in VPK 20 years ago, please reach out to us at communications@ELC Palm Beach. You can email me because we would love to talk to those folks because 20 years is a big deal. And we're really proud of it. VPK has done a lot, and we really want to celebrate what it's done in Palm Beach County. So I'll put the link in the chat. That is the link that goes to the Division of Early Learning website that has all of the VPK 20th birthday resources. I mentioned this before. This is a resource we created as a coalition for VPK. If you're marketing your VPK this year, we have created a VPK marketing toolkit. We know you're doing a million things. We know that you wear a hat and then you have to shift and do something completely different. So for VPK, we created a marketing toolkit. There are posts in there, there are flyers in there. You can customize them. They've been created so you can add your logo, you can customize them, you can change any language to talk about what your program offers, the hours of your program. But that kit is there for you to market your program. Because we want to make sure that, families know about VPK, not just from us, but also from you, and all the amazing things all of your VPK programs do. I'll also put this link in the chat so that you can market your programs. If there's an interest for school readiness also, that you are a school readiness provider that you're interested in, please let us know because we know that you may not have all the time to do that, but we want to make sure that you have those materials to market with. So that's the kit that will take you over to the marketing kit. Any questions on any of that? And Ariel will do a much better job than I'm doing of putting these all in the notes. So when this goes on YouTube, all the links will be there for you as well. So if you don't grab them out of the chat, it's okay. We'll make sure they're all linked to the YouTube, and that'll be posted later today. So don't worry. If you don't grab them all now, it's perfectly fine. Any questions on any of that? All right. Let's see what else we have going on. So those are resources. More updates, more events. Okay. Another 20 years. Everything is 20 this year. So Read for the Record is back again this year, and Read for the Record is 20 this year. And because it is 20, Read for the Record comes from, And Lisa, I'm gonna stop. In 2005, graduated from. So Lisa, I definitely want to reach out to you and talk to you about that because that was so cool. So Lisa's saying daughter started VPK in 2005. She graduated 2 years ago, and you taught VPK. Wow, definitely have to talk to you. So I know we have a lot of 20-year VPK people in here. Back to Read for the Record, 20 years. And so because it's the 20th anniversary of Read for the Record, they are celebrating for 20 weeks. They are celebrating from October 13th of 2025, so coming up mid-October. Oh, sorry, Jessica, thank you. And going through February 26th of 2026. So they're celebrating for 20 weeks. And what they're going to do is they're going to celebrate all the books that they have named as the Read for the Record book each year. This year's book is See Marcus Grow. So as in years past, the Literacy Coalition will be sending you a copy of See Marcus Grow. You will receive that book. All the former books from the past years will be online. You'll be able to see them. We've been fortunate in the past. We've been able to find them and find them often read by the author. So if you want to find them, you can even find them online and find a reading online. We will make sure we pull down that whole list so you can see all 20 years of Read for the Record. Read for the Record will be celebrated in February this year. As the big official Read for the Record date, we will be reaching out to programs. If you would like to have someone come read, see Marcus Grow at your program, we would love to. We would love to. We really love to participate in this. You will probably have other individuals from your community who want to come read. It is the largest, one of the largest readings across the country on that day, everybody reading the same book. We love reading every day. And we know sometimes if you have little ones, you're reading the same book over and over and over again. That's great. But we also love Read for the Record because it's a chance to really highlight reading, highlight a great title. And we'll be putting out items all through October to February, celebrating Read for the Record and their 20 weeks of celebrating for 20 years. But the Literacy Coalition, we'll get a more firm date because over 20 weeks, we'd like to give you kind of a sense of when See Marcus Grow will be coming to you. But that is this year's title. The other thing coming up in November is it's Family Engagement Month. So if you're doing family engagement activities, and we know you're doing them other than November, right? And we know every month has a lot of different, there's National Ice Cream Month and there's, Pizza Day. There's, a holiday for everything. But November is the official month. And so if you are doing any type of family engagement in the month of November, you can tag us on socials so we can tag you back. But we know family engagement is a big deal all the time. So while there's an official month, we love all of the ways you engage families, bring them into your programs, connect them into your programs. Homeschool connection is so big for kids that they feel those connections between their family members and their early learning programs. So while we're highlighting it in November, we know you do it all the time. So if there's any time you're doing something really cool with your families, you can always tag us because we want to celebrate those things. It's really it's such an important part of, and one of the things that makes early learning so special. But November is the official month, which we're going to blink and it's going to be here in 2 seconds. So those are the events that are coming up for us. And I'll tell you, when it's just me by myself, I seem to go faster. Normally I'm on here chit-chatting with people, but we're going a little bit faster today, so we'll make sure we hold time for questions. All right. And then whenever we're ready to go on. All right. CSE Star Award. I'm going to stop here for a little bit. I want to make sure I take some time when I talk about CSE Star Award. So the Star Award is available to, if you're a school readiness contracted site, if you're early Head Start, or you're a Title I program. These are all programs that are eligible. Your staff are eligible for the CSE Star Award. So the CSE Star Award is really rewarding and encouraging longevity in the field, improvement in class assessment scores, which we also know is part of the Division for Early Learning, and ongoing training and education. So depending on how long someone has worked in the field, their class score, and the training and education they have completed, the award will range from $200 to $6,000 per year. So it depends on everything they turn in. Payments are every 6 months and it goes directly to your educators. So there's no wait time to apply. What we are really encouraging with this as educators go in, they can complete as much or as little as they would like to complete. This is like a record in a registry, just like how we had the old registry. This is what we're calling the new registry. They can complete as much or as little as they would like to about their journey, their time in early education, how they document that, their training and education for themselves, and their class assessment scores. It might take a little bit longer to do a little more documentation, but very much worth it because the more they put into the system, the higher the award goes. If they only complete one area, the the award that would come to them would be less. So if you can, really encourage educators to take their time, put all their information in. It's also a really nice way to keep all their records together. And when they do that, they could be eligible for additional dollars. So it's worth it for them to spend that time. Because you can only apply every 6 months. So once it has been turned in and the award's been distributed, you have to wait another 6 months. So it's worth it to really maximize it. Once those applications go through the system and they're reviewed over here, payments are processed through the Coalition's finance system. We are partnered with the Children's Services Council. They are funding this amazing initiative, and we are partnered with them to deliver it. Goes to our finance area, and then those payments go directly to the educator. What is so amazing about this system is they can also go in and really look at the progress of that, or if anything comes back with additional questions, that account is theirs. They can go in, they can look at the progress, anything else that's needed to continue to move that award forward. But this is really something that we hope will increase retention in your programs. Be a real plus for people coming into early education. It will help to encourage that they go on for further training, and it's another boost to Y class scores. It's another way to really celebrate the increase in class scores. So definitely something that we want educators to participate in. This year, we have already processed hundreds of applications and funds have gone out. We were just reporting on that. We're very excited about that. And the year's not over. So CSE's year runs until the end of September. So applications are still rolling. If individuals have not applied yet, they can still apply. This is something that, with availability of funding, we hope will be long-term. That is the plan. But please encourage educators to apply. The first step, if you are here and you're an educational leader, is to go in and claim the account for your program. Because part of it is each educator has to be tied to a site. And in order for that to happen, that site has to be claimed and set up by program leadership. So we'll talk a little bit about on the next slide what that looks like. So yes, Lee, I do see your question. I'll stop very quickly. Can information be added and then the educator can go back and add without submitting? Yes. They can start putting information in the system, hold it, and as long as they don't submit, they can go back and add more. So for example, they may go in and they may complete the portion with longevity, but have to, gather some documents and some links to put in all their education. They can absolutely do that. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. They can go back and do that and add documents before they submit. Once they submit, then the application has started to move. So great question, Lee. I would definitely recommend if they need to take their time to upload as much as possible to maximize the award that they are eligible for. That is a great idea. As long as they don't hit submit, they can continue to add more documentation to their file. Absolutely. Good question. So if we can hop to the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about, because we have a whole page on our website with all kinds of information about the STAR Award. And we're also going to be putting out some videos just with some little tips and main questions. If you do have questions about the STAR Award, I would love if you would put them in the chat, because we want to make sure with those videos we're answering as much as we possibly can. So, it will make it simple for people to apply and to receive their awards. So we want to make sure we do that. But if you go to our website, and I'm going to put this link in the chat, it will take you directly to the page. And when you go there, and I'll put a link for this as well, there's a registry access guide. So the registry access guide has a couple of parts. One part is for everyone who's a leader of a program, And that will give you the basics of how to go in and claim your registry account. And once you do that, you can then tie staff or they can tie themselves, and then you verify that they work at your program. Then you can begin to tie staff to the program. So I'll put that link in the chat as well. That access guide will give you a lot of information. Part of what we will be releasing are just some little quick tips to make that easy. I'm happy to answer questions now. I will check, Michelle, on the number of hours that you are required to work. I can look that up for you very quickly. Let me look that up and I can tell you. And I'll put this access guide here as well. And so this is kind of your quick start guide. And this will give you all the nuts and bolts. Okay, let me look at what the eligibility is, and I will be able to tell you if it's minimum hours. So eligible staff are working a minimum of 30 hours and earning $25 or less per hour. Now, if it's a family childcare substitute, that would be 10 hours a month, but eligible staff, 30 hours per week. Good question. Good question. Thanks, April. You were probably much faster than me. That took me a second. I'm probably at that point where my brain only holds so much information at one time, so I appreciate all the extra help. Thank you, thank you. Any other questions about the Star Award? Anything else? Okay, all right. If we have to jump back, not a problem. Okay. So this is new and super exciting. So if you check in the registry, I see the question, Helen, if the registry it says at school. So that would be something I would reach out to the team, and I'll put a link for who you can reach out to just to make sure we have your information accurate in the system for your score. So I'll put a link there so you can reach out and get support with that. If you work for the school board, can you still apply? It would have to be that you're employed at a Title I program. Michelle, for substitutes only at family childcare. Helen, let me get you that address while we're talking, and then I'll come back to Career Source. So, Helen, I'm going to recommend that you email us because that detail will be really important. And so when you email CSC Star Award, you're going to get a group of people or a team of people, and so they will see your message. I'm going to put that link right here. That way you can provide some detail. There you go. And it's up in the chat. So we're always looking for ways we can be in the community to support families. So right now we have our offices in Palm Springs. We have our office at Port Center. We have our community locations, and now we have partnered with Career Source. So we are live just within the last week or so at Career Source at their West Palm Beach Center, which is off of Belvedere Road. And we are out west in the West Career Center off of Main Street in Belglade. Really wanted to let families know they don't have to be going to CareerSource. If they do, great, one-stop shop. They can be there for services with CareerSource and meet with our staff for any supports or questions they may have. But they can also just stop in if they have questions, and that is a workable location for them. This is very new, but we are there every day, Monday to Friday, available to support. So wanted to make sure, and we will share a flyer out if you want to share it with families too, but these may be great options that are close, that are convenient for families, that we're really excited about this new partnership. CareerSource has been amazing to work with. And really been fantastic about giving us space, and space is really friendly for families. So we wanted to make sure we have these locations up for you. Our other offices are still there, but these locations may be more central. So we wanted to make sure you had these. If you have any questions, let us know. We will make sure that these are out there, and we've sent them out to community partners so they can help us send families to these locations, but this might work really well for some of your families. So good new partnership. Nice, great new locations for us. Any questions, let us know. Okay. All right. So that little person in the who's missing a bunch of teeth, that's my little girl who's not little anymore. Yeah, missing a lot of teeth in that picture. She's now taller than me, but so I used her picture. If you want your program to be highlighted, if you're on our socials, and we have not highlighted your program, we would love to highlight your program. Just what you do every day for children, partnerships that you have with families. We've been interviewing a lot of different program leaders, educators, just talking about why you love early learning. You know, what thrills you about it? What's amazing about being a VPK educator, a family child care homeowner, a program director, because we want to hear from all of you. You are why we do all the things we do. And you are responsible for, so many children becoming amazing adults, and also their families being able to work and go to school and do all the things they need to do because they know their children are safe and loved and learning with all of you. So we want to highlight you. So the easiest way to connect with us and me, I'm on this inbox too, is communications@elcpalmbeach.org. You can also just put in the chat, hey, come see my site. Hey, come visit us. We love to do that. And just get footage and feature you on our social media. We, of course, if we're with the children, we do have to get permission to photograph people's children. We know, we want people to know we're there and know we're taking photos, and we will work with you on that. Some of you collect that information right at registration with your families. But we would love to come out and feature your programs because you are the reason we do this. And we want to feature you. So if you are interested, reach out to us. I'm on this inbox along with Ariel and our partner Unique. But you can also put it in the chat. We would love to come see you. I know some of you who are here we have already been out to see you. But we would love to come visit more. Do not be surprised, even if you don't put your name in the chat, we might still call you. So it's really it's one of the best things to get out and visit programs. So if it's something you'd like to do, put your name in the chat, reach out to us. So Lisa, I see your comment. So the class scores, and I'll do my best here, but I'll definitely take phone a friend. The class scores are based on each individual classroom. If you have more than one classroom of an age group, we pick 50%. So that is your classroom score. Your site overall does receive more of a composite score, but the way the class is designed, it's a sample of classrooms, not necessarily all classrooms. And it is the instructors who were present at the time in the classroom. That's much more the design of the tool itself. And we have to stay really close to how we score and deliver that tool based on the developers. Good feedback, though. Good feedback. And I think we have one more event slide. I threw Ariel for a loop at the end. We do have an upcoming event on December 4th. This is the Love to Learn event. This will be at the Kravis Center. Elizabeth Howe, who wrote the book Love to Learn, will be featured as the keynote. She'll also be there as part of a panel. And we are so excited to be doing this event. This is also an event we would love to have you join us. The QR code is there at the bottom. It's also live on our socials, and tickets are on sale Monday, the 22nd. But this is also an event for the business community because we want to connect businesses to the fact that early learning is really a big part of their lives. Many of the employees that are with them every day are there because their children are in wonderful, amazing early learning programs. I certainly was one of those people. I was able to go to work because my children were in wonderful programs where they were thriving and they were learning. And so I could go do all of the other things I wanted to do and needed to do for my family, and just also because early learning's, my fave. But we want to really connect our industries, our businesses to that, and also the fact that the children that are with us right now will be our leaders. They will be the heads of agencies and companies and huge contributors to our community. So the work you're doing every day is huge because you're contributing to what happens in Palm Beach County and all of the wonderful things that happen in Palm Beach County and the future of Palm Beach County. I'm sure a lot of you on here have, and I've seen it a couple times when I've been out recently, students who come back who are adults now. And they have gone on to do amazing things. So this is one of those areas early learning pays dividends years into the future, beyond just what it's doing now. So that's our event that's coming up December 4th. If you'd like to join us, it will be live on Monday. You'll see it on our website now, but sales go live on Monday. So I wanted to share that as well. And if you want to stay up to date on our socials, again, QR code's easy. You can connect with us on social media. Green will take you to Facebook. Blue will take you over to Instagram. I know some people like one versus the other. Some people like both. You certainly are, we would encourage you to like and follow us. We send out a newsletter every month. Please let us know if you are not getting it. But we want to make sure you get all the updates as soon as we post them. Also, you will see a lot of your colleagues there who are featured on our socials. But as we have news or items or new trainings that are out or available, we're also posting them on socials. So it's a great way to get updates. We, of course, try to email as much as we can, but we don't want to over email. We know your inboxes get very full very fast with lots of different emails. So another great way to stay up to date is to follow us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram, because you get kind of a daily feed of what's happening at the coalition. Ms. Carlson, I'm not sure if I quite understand your question. So your class score is just your class score. Depending on class scores, there is also there are incentives that come from Division of Early Learning. I can't say I've seen the report recently to really respond to that. Class scores for educators, they can also put information in, and that can be part of STAR if that's an area they choose. But it is also part of the Division of Early Learning. I haven't seen the report lately that I can really respond to that. But if we're talking about the class assessment, yes, there is an observation score. Our team has many, many years based in doing the observations for class. But I haven't seen a report that I can really comment on that question or the statement. And Ariel, is that everything? I think I did this in record time. Oh, so I've often said I was going to, maybe I should have a t-shirt about YouTube, but instead I created a slide. So this will be up on YouTube. And Ariel's amazing. Thank you, Ariel, for doing this with me today. This will be up on our YouTube channel. That is the link to our YouTube. I will put that in the chat to make it a little easier to find. And that's our YouTube channel. Sadly, the old Q&As when I was coloring my own hair during the pandemic are down. I know, I'm sad about that. But the recent Q&As are up. Also, the information from 5 years ago doesn't really help us. We want the new stuff. That will take you directly to the YouTube link to the provider meetings, but there's lots of resources on our YouTube page if you are interested in those. And I think that is everything I have. So I'm going to hang out for a moment. I'm going to catch my breath. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. If you have questions, I'll hang out and I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hopefully I did okay. You can always email me at communications and say, Erin, seriously, get it together. But I'll hang out for questions for a minute. Thanks, Miss Mary. Next time it will be, Gina will be back. It will be Gina and I. So we'll have the banter for you. All right.
I have a question. Good afternoon.
Oh, yes. So, Stephanie, I see your question. Yes, VPK teachers, it has been that there is a course for them to take each year. I don't have the link off the top of my head, but we will find it for you and we'll put it also in the notes with this session. I'll just make myself a quick note so we add that. So we give you that link just in case you need it. You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes, go right ahead.
I don't know if you are the person to ask or
I'll
no.
try. I'll try.
Okay, thank you. And I will try with my English,
You're doing great.
Okay, thank you. My question is about payment,
Right.
the parents' payment.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that I saw like an email some months ago
Mm-hmm.
saying that if we have, let's say, an example, three kids, they are siblings, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
if they are in different locations,
Right.
only one location is going to get the payment,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So right now it's happening to me. I have
Mm-hmm.
one girl that her sister is in another
Right.
place.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother is not going to pay, she has
Right.
no a co-payment, is zero.
Right.
But the other child have a bigger co-payment,
Okay.
co-payment that she
Yes.
used to have before.
Right.
So how this is,
Right. So, okay, so I know this one. Woohoo! Okay, great. So, yes, this is happening now. This is rolling with families as they come up to their redetermination. So, the state has created where for families with multiple children, they have a single co-payment. And if not all children are attending your site, you may not be receiving the payment. Now, having said that, if your site is not receiving that co-payment, your reimbursement from the coalition would then be the full reimbursement and not just the amount you would receive expecting the co-payment for that family. So the site receiving the co-payment would receive the co-payment and then the remaining balance from the coalition. If you are not receiving that amount for co-payment, you would be reimbursed at the full reimbursement rate. Can you tell me the name of your site because I can pass it on and we can just check and make sure everything's calculated correctly? Can you share the name of your site?
Sure, it's the Guatemalan Maya Center,
Okay.
INC, because we
Okay.
are two programs. So
Okay.
I am the INC.
You're the INC. Okay. So I will pass a note over just to have someone reach out to you and make sure that everything's calculated. But yes, you will have more families if it's a multiple child family where there will be a co-payment for one child, but the other children will be reimbursed at the full reimbursement rate. And this will happen over time as families come in for redetermination of their scholarships.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
great.
will have someone
If the
reach out
person
and just
talk,
double check. That's a great question. Great question. I can get you so far. But definitely will want to check.
thank you very much. I hope the
100%.
person who explain,
Right.
Thank you so much. I
Well, I'm glad I
understand
could get
better
you that
now.
far, but I'm gonna have someone reach out just to double check everything and make sure
Okay.
everything looks, it is different. And as you have multiple child families, if not all children are with you, another site might get the copayment, but then the calculation for the other children would be at the full reimbursement rate. So we'll just double check it for you.
Oh, okay, perfect. I appreciate so much your
Of course.
answer.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
All right,
Thank you
that was
very
what I
much.
did. Okay, that was what I
Okay.
did. I see in the chat, I think someone's just doing, oh, perfect. Maria, thank you. So Maria was kind enough for the question about VPK FAST Assessor. She was on it. Maria, thank you. This is what's so wonderful about having such a great team. Thank you, Maria. She put the link in the chat. We had a question about FAST Assessor Staff, and I was going to try to find it, but she was even faster. This is the link for any staff who still need to take that FAST Assessor training. You may have a staff change. She has all the instructions in there. Maria, I'm just going to grab that from you, and we will also make sure we put that out for anybody who may need it for whatever reason. Maria, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Awesome. All right. I think we answered everything. We are actually, you've got 15 minutes of found time, so hopefully everybody gets to eat lunch, take a breath, do whatever you need to relax for a couple minutes. Hopefully it's peaceful where you are. Have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful rest of September, and we will see you shortly. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ariel.
Thank you. Great job, Erin. Thank you, everyone.